team banned.
Alright, folks, thanks for sticking around. We should be live now with this draft here. Let me go ahead and just pause. The music should stop automatically, actually. Live now with
Radiant
this
team
game
banned.
too. Now, remember what I said. I don't know if XTC has seen any of these games yet, but if I can already predict two more of these picks, we should expect to see a Lycan, a Shadow Shaman being picked up here. Pardon me, by the Dire. And then some
10
other sort of push.
remaining.
I forget what they win in their last game, but this is the stack that decides that they
team
wanna they have something to do a little bit later, and they decide to just win as fast as they can. You usually see two Necro Books, an early Helm being picked up, the Undying for sustain, and this team just pushes like mad. There's barely anything that can stop them. I've yet to see a
Radiant
stack stop
team
them,
banned.
actually.
Dire team pick.
And we are underway with this draft. Let's take a look at these bans. Yeah, XTC, none of these heroes are going to even bother getting picked up here by the Dire team. This is going to be a Shaman, maybe. Maybe they pick up the Lycan now. Of course, the Gyrocopter is a little scary, actually, because he does extremely well against a lot of the summons, for lack of a better word. He's one with the flat cannon. If it's max, can definitely put an end to your push pretty quickly. Yup, Jakiro, that's the other one. Good support, good tower damage within the liquid fire. So maybe you pick up the Lycan this round. Of course, then again, you know, he's not. This might be enough to stop their pushing lineup. Maybe you go ahead and pick up the Shadow Shaman now, and then just save the Lycan pick just in case. Maybe you pick a Wisp. I don't really think so, but it's definitely possible here. I'll go ahead and turn on the music as well. Have the drums going. Let's see what they decide to go for here. I don't know if they realize what's going on yet. Tiny's good. I like the Tiny. It can blow up a lot of people pretty early on, which is what they need, because I'm telling you, this stack, the position one, the Harry Freak stack, will be looking to push within high ground within the first 10 to 15 minutes. That is their strategy, if they continue to go with it.
5 seconds remaining.
So Shaman or Lycan here for sure. I think that the Lycan is more likely to be banned out, but the Shaman is also a good pick, regardless. Regardless if they're going to continue pursuing the strategy of dual laning and then pushing to win in like 20 minutes, it's still good. It's going to be the Razor instead, so they're going to switch up the Lycan pick here. I think Lycan doesn't fare too well against a Gyro and a Tiny, whereas Razor can steal damage from the Tiny. Hopefully don't let him do too much damage. Actually, I don't know how Flat Cannon... I think Flat Cannon applies your attack damage, so if Razor can get in there and steal the damage from the Gyrocopter, it'll nullify that anti-push, which I quite like. I think this last pick is still bound to be a Shaman for them, so that should be the ban looking for, rather XTC are looking for. In terms of a pick, more anti-push wouldn't help, to be honest. I'm telling you, these guys are going to be like World of Warcraft bosses with all the summons that they have. They need some survivability. They need some sort of D-push as well, in the form of either a safe lane carry or a position 4. A Sand King maybe wouldn't be too bad here. I think he would do okay. I think a good epicenter can definitely turn a fight, no doubt, but it'll also kill a lot of the summons that we'll see spawned.
Dire team banned. Radiant
That
team
one might
banned.
even better at be killing summons. It's a good support, good roam as well, with a devastating ult to this lineup. I think that's a good pick.
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Alright, in these last bans, we see the Tinker banned out here, so looking like they're going to be banning out a mid laner. So they're suspecting the Gyro to go mid, or at least force him into the safe lane. Okay, I think that's because I think this team wants to have the Beastmaster matchup against the Gyro. They banned the Pugna. Ooh, that is a good ban. However, I think they're... Alright, well, last time we saw Jakiro, actually, in this team, he did go mid lane. It was a mid lane Jakiro with an Undying Beastmaster off lane, and I think... I can't remember. There's a Lycan and a Shadow Shaman in the top lane for them. So technically, this team could pick up... They could have maybe picked up, not a Pugna, but someone similar. They do have last pick to surprise them as well. So this last pick actually still very well could be... I don't know why I was saying Shaman. This last pick very well could be still the Lycan. I wouldn't be too surprised. The Pugna maybe fit into their lineup a little bit better, and I think XTC read that very well. However, it's a little bit of a dangerous proposition they put themselves into. Unless they pick the Lycan. No, they're going to pick the Enigma. Okay. This is going to be a very exciting game indeed. They have a lot of setup for this, and a lot of damage into the black hole as well. Ooh. Ooh, Enigma. Enigma alert, my boys. Okay.
10 seconds remaining.
Okay, so this begs the question, is Lycan still the pick here, or do you want something to actually stop Black Hole? Because right now, I mean, you can maybe roar from outside of Black Hole, you can certainly try and Ice Path him, but you have nothing that pierces BKB in this lineup. Actually, Roar pierces BKB, I apologize. Yeah, this is tough. This is tough. If you pick the Lycan here or the Dragon Knight, that's not a bad pick either. A good push as well within the tower. I mean, this is the theme. This is the theme of this team. It's push. They want to always be able to apply pressure if they win a team fight, or if they lose a team fight, they're going to be looking to push or counter push or split push. Let's see if they want to change up their playstyle here. They may be able to do it. Tiny's going to take a little bit of time to take off, as will the Gyro, no pun intended. The Enigma needs an item, like a Blink Dagger, to be really effective. So he's going to have... Where is this Enigma going, actually? Mid-Gyro, safe lane Tinys? Maybe? Seems like they've drafted themselves 2 offlaners here, but I'm excited to see how this one goes. Alright, let me go ahead and actually take a seat in my chair now, and we'll get underway with this first match. As the Meepo from last game, look at him. Look at his smug little Meepo face. So it's going to be Enigma, look like he's Enigma in the off lane, not in the jungle. Ice Frog does not like the jungle. It's going to be XTC in the mid lane. He is the mid lane player. Safe lane, Samosis, who's a very strong safe laner. Molly is a fantastic roamer. And finally, position 5, it's going to be Tatsur, who we previously have seen him play the Lashrak on this channel here. Makaba going offlane in the Beastmaster with the support of Harry Freak, the drafter. Hyde's looking like he's going to go mid, not surprised, in position 1 in the first position here in the safe lane. And then TM God. Is this TM God? TM COD, I apologize. I was about to say, that doesn't sound right. In the safe lane supporting him with a good ward here from Enigma pretty early on. We'll spot out the Dragon Knight. We'll see if they want to decide to switch up any lanes. Let's see what the Dota Plus... It gives a slight edge to the Radiant, and a very smart man at Forge Dota once told me that the efficiency of the draft, or really whoever wins the draft, is going to be whatever composition is easier to pull off. And this game, it's kind of tough to decide. They have a lot of great team fights set up on the side of the Radiant here. And they have really amazing push here on the side of Dire and Sustain. Which one's easier to pull off? I don't really know. I mean, it's just Black Hole into a bunch of other stuff here, as we see a little bit of a team fight, or a little bit of a fight break out. Molly 2v3 actually, not gonna be too much. Filthy Freak, I almost call him Filthy Frank, might end up having like 1,000 HP here, and they don't have any stuns, but they might have the damage to shoot through them, and indeed they do. Harry Freak got to pick up a double clear pretty early on, close to 1,000 HP as well. But as I was saying, you know, it's going to be how easy this draft is to execute on both sides. Mid Razor, I think, should do pretty okay here against the Gyrocopter, although taking those 2 tower hits is going to hurt him a bit. I don't know how well this Enigma is going to be able to do here. You already see COD1 going to try and force him out of lane. He does have the Enigmites, the demonic conversions. The Eidolons, that's what they're called. They're not called Enigmites. You know, look at this micro. He's not going to allow him to breathe fire all 3 of these guys. That's pretty efficient there. That's a StarCraft player, I would bet you, actually. It looks like a Marine split. Good vision here. It will get dewarded immediately, though, and noticing that their camp has been blocked. And where is... Oh, he's down here as well, so both these heroes getting up and in the face. Not afraid to get last hits or denies in this lane, which is really interesting considering they're going up against a tri-lane here. So this team seems to take pleasure in making the off-lane an experience, or a hellish experience for their enemies. However, they do find a big kill here in the terms of finding the Beastmaster. Harry Freak taking a bit of damage as well. He's only got 4 DK stacks here, or 1 stack of 4 DK, but Beastmaster will go ahead and TP back into the lane here. Mid lane, I do expect to see the Homing Missile leveled for the most part with Rocket Barrage ignored. Let's see how this works. Yes. Yeah, it just gives you more damage, or it takes your damage. So really, the play is here. Having known that, I think Razor is gonna be pretty pressured into getting into the face of this Gyrocopter and making sure he does no damage in these fights. That's going to allow to maybe let them live a little bit longer in Black Hole. It'll keep their push going for a little bit longer. But then again, that's pretty hard to do. Gyrocopter usually is pretty fast, so is Razor, but generally pretty fast, generally should be pretty well protected onto the back line as well. So not the easiest thing to do either. They're doing a good job in pretty much all of these lanes, though. This off-lane combination is doing good work, although it looks like Filthy Freak will go on and die here. He's got double damage here. Good DK steal. So all the soul rip, so he's living for quite some time, and they won't have anything to reach him with for another bit of time. So Undying, living up to his name here. Makaba maybe gets called out here. It could be in a spot of trouble. They do now have another fissure for him to use. They will go ahead and get it. It will not completely block him off, but that kinetic field will certainly do the job. One toss into the air. Might be able to find a kill here, but the magic wand, or rather stick charges, are going to be enough coming out from Samosis to allow him to live. Alright, position 1, pretty much holding his own here, 21 and 8. In fact, the top 3 positions respectively are going the way here of the Dire team. So it's not really the start you've been looking for a team that has been finishing their games rather in 13 to 15 minutes. True story, by the way. First game I spectated, Mega Creeps in 15 minutes and 30 seconds. Second game, the other team GG'd out with, they were on course to get Megas in about 13 minutes, if I'm being honest. So then again, this game is not off to one of those starts either. They might realize that they have to take this pacing a little bit differently. They still have the push when needed. Dragon Knight's going to become a pushing monster at level 6. Jakiro needs a little bit more levels, but then this Liquid Fire will do amazing work. It's like 12 damage to take to towers, or something like that. Something ridiculous. Harry Freak getting harassed once again. Kinetic Field will not connect. Axes get thrown out here. They might be able to try and turn this. He still has the Soul Rip as well as a little bit more damage. It's a Haste Rune on the Earthshaker though, so you're not really going to catch him. Tree all the way from downtown will connect onto Harry Freak, but just a little bit of harass damage here. Nothing too major. See what they decide to go for now. Maybe try and make another play onto Harry Freak. Fissure was in the middle being cast, but he's going to go ahead and not commit there on that one too long. Pretty low on HP, and the thing with Undying is that you lose your HP very quickly as you lose your stack. You can pick up a bit more damage to the Soul Rip as well. On top of that, TP's coming in from behind. It's going to be the Jakiro. COD1. He doesn't have the Ice Path, and he's only level 2, but it's going to be a decent amount of damage. Glimpse back to try and save the life of the Tiny. Might be enough, actually. He does have the TP, but maybe he's going to try and stick around. There's no axes. There's no trees left on this planet. They're not going to be able to find the kill, though. Oh, a little bit of miscommunication. Maybe they could have found that kill with a nice decay and a little bit of some axes, but looks like he wasn't able to do so. Miscommunication, perhaps. But they find the kill on this point, nonetheless. Now we see him TP mid, actually, so maybe just put a ward down, maybe try and do some harass damage, but they will get their ward down, and I'm not sure if you want to stick around too much longer, really. He does have the kinetic field up, And he will use it, and there's going to be a rocket incoming as well. Hayes might just be dead here. He's evading a lot of... Wow, he evaded 2 attacks, actually. Not that it matters, because his gyro is hitting for 14 damage. They should be able to get the kill onto Tate. He should take down to the liquefier. Indeed, he does. There's a rocket barrage, but this is a mid-gyro, so you're not really going to see that level too much. Healing salve, casually escaping on about 15 HP. Speaking of 15 HP, we go down to the bottom lane and see Makava just died at the tower there. It looks like he went for a bit of a dive, but was unable to complete that without him dying there. Oops, I'm using the wrong overlay again. There it is. Bottom lane here. Hairy Freak trying to make a play. Mali gets a 2-man fissure. These axes will not connect. Might have been a very dead Earthshaker had they have touched him. 90 damage per X. Should have been more than enough there. Even with the damage. I think it's physical. Never mind. He's definitely dead. Jakiro now making his way back into the top lane. Up to level 3. Picking up a few... bounty runes for himself. But if once again, the real thing to notice here, they're not doing amazing in this offlane. There's level 6 Dragonite actually with the liquid fire on top as well. There's going to be the Midnight Pulse. Good damage. You can't stay in this too long. You're a strength hero. He's going to supply 1 more auto attack, and that should be enough with the tower as well as the 1 creep chasing him. He'll be okay. Calling for a TP is going to be the Enigma. Does have the buyback. TP will come through from the Earthshaker. We'll see if he can predict him. Actually, he won't need to. Position 1 will just go ahead and walk out. Fissure should be enough here. They find a kill in the bottom lane as well. Go ahead and check on this really quick. It's Roar out of the bottom lane and the Disruptor. This is a very dead Disruptor. At the same time, looking back top, position 1 in a bit of trouble here. Now we have the Gyro rotating over from the mid lane. We will apply the Rocket Barrage and find the kill there. They do trade their safe laner though for that. I suppose they pick up a safe laner as well. This is a much better trade here for the Radiant. Knowing the type of strategy that's Team Hairy Freak like to play here, this is definitely more detrimental to them. You don't want to have any downtime on these cores because they should always be farming, always be getting ahead. That's how you win quickly when you're far ahead. John Madden. I'm John Madden, by the way, but like that's just the truth. Caldown being committed here as well will force back the 2 heroes attempting to kill the Earthshaker. So it doesn't look like this game is going to be one of those 15-minute GGs. They're not off to one of those starts without even turning a tower yet. Avalanche into the toss, into the kinetic fields. Got nowhere to go. Maximizing use of the Avalanche toss. He's pretty tanky though. Simosis needs to be careful. He's got axes in a few more seconds to see what they can make do. Hairy Freak gonna go ahead and soul rip up his teammate, and those axes will be able to find the kill there. Disruptor now on the run. They don't really have too much lockdown for him, although the roar does come off cooldown in a few more seconds. They might have the damage though. Axes do connect. Let's see if they have a bit more. Top lane looks like we missed a kill actually. Looks like maybe he died to neutral somewhere. Unfortunately, I don't know where he died to neutrals. He respawned almost. Oh, he died to the Ancients. Oh, looks like he did actually deny himself there. So very well played. The rocket will connect, but there's going to be a roar to counter that as well. And liquid fire already applied. Let's see here. Ice Path doesn't connect. I'm not sure if it needs to though. The avalanche toss might be enough to create enough space here. Hairy Freak surviving on the skin of his teeth here. Ooh, the soul rep will be enough to find the kill there. Hairy Freak using the soul rep on the enemy will die though. Position 1, trying to do as best as he can here. He's had not the easiest time, but he is making good work of this tower. Usually as a Dragonite, you want to have the enemy tower down. In the safe lane, maybe by like 12 minutes, but definitely in the mid lane by the 10-minute mark. In this lineup, he probably would like to have it down sooner. Although it looks like he may find a casual kill here onto the Enigma. Might take down here to this damage. Indeed he will. So position 1 will find a kill. At the same time, looks like we're missing a bit of action here. A dive that took place. It does not succeed, unfortunately. They will be able to turn this and perhaps find 2 goals. They're going to be the toss back, but I think Jakiro definitely should have the damage as well as in this urn. Axes to find the kill as well there. That is some significant axis range. And there's the tower. So just before that 10-minute, milestone there, pretty making good work there. Gyrocopter not going to be doing too much damage here. Does dodge the whip. I don't know how you dodge a whip, but he's done it. Top lane. They will find position 1 into the avalanche as well. They do have an intent to kill him in a little bit of time. He will commit the Dragon Tail onto the Tiny. He still has the tree to throw him as well. Trying to block him. It's going to be Molly. The courier is going to fly out into the middle. There's Heist going through with the Eye of the Storm. He's going to be the Caldown. They will work him back into the Caldown and the missile. He's very, very dead. All 5 heroes will get spotted out now by Haste. Black hole is available. It's very risky. We'll see if he decides to try and turn right now, but he's way too low HP to try and even bother for it. He's going to die as well. Bottom lane, this will leave Makaba free to push this tower now that all 5 heroes have shown. Checking out on net worth, it still will be 4 of 5 heroes on top of net worth. Generally, when we see this team finish off in 15 minutes, it's usually when all 5 heroes are on top. But this is still a very significant start for them. Puts them well within the driver's seat of this game. It looks like they're going to get all tier 1s right about the same time, so probably not going to see your 15-minute mega creeps, but nothing wrong with this. Ice Path will not connect. A lot of damage being done to this gyrocopter, though. And they may just continue to push. There's going to be the rocket. Good 3-man stun, actually. We'll keep this Dragon Knight from doing any damage for a bit. Like I said, Black Hole could be a bit of a danger. Holy cow, this team has decided to turn on the push. How will the Dominator up as well? The Beastmaster, that's another tier 2 down. Another tier 2 under siege is the Dragon Knight as well, so he's going to do a pretty good amount of damage to this tower. Osmosis is available, or can rather, come from behind. He's in position here. Doesn't have the blink. He's actually going to go for the Shadow Blade build instead. This split push is going to be a little bit too much coming out here from McCann, though, so he's going to force him back. Looks like they're going to drop this tier 2. So maybe I spoke too soon. I don't really think I did, but maybe I did. Oh, they're going to TP or glimpse him back. Not quite enough to catch him inside the kinetic field, though, especially since he had his team all around him as well. Here we are now. Words expire, and they're going to turn to Roche. This is part of their plan now. They do have a really great anti-Roche, and they are smoked up here, though, so they could be in position. The Hawk was scouted, I believe, and that doesn't break smoke. Hero summons don't break smoke, so looks like they're just instead going to turn their sight onto position 1, but they will drop Roshan in the meantime. He's actually going to get the 20% fire breathe damage reduction here. Might save his life. He's got no choice to run, though. Ooh, the Echo Slam completed for him as well. There's the Soul Rip as well as the zombies coming through, but there's 4 enemy heroes here, pardon. Roshan will drop, so that means the team is nearby and coming in. And indeed, here is COD 1 going in. Let's see our first Black Hole here. We've yet to see it. He doesn't have the mana, but he does have the Soul Rank. He's moving so slow. He's stuck in the Mac Fire. He's got nowhere to go. TPing out. Will go ahead and be the Tiny. Trying to get out as well as the Earthshaker, but he's not going to get the chance. Roar on top, committed just in case, but not necessary there. And here comes the push for your last tier 2 tower. So it looks like they still will be able to execute this draft. The lanes went well enough for them that they are able to. And usually you have your buyback status up, you know, like in 60-minute, 70-minute games. It's pretty common. In this one, I'm just going to go ahead and just have it up now, just in case. You really never know. With this lineup, it might be necessary for them to buy back. So without buyback, actually, is going to be the Tiny. Maybe just the Tiny, actually. Nope, it's going to be the Tiny and the Gyrocopter. They're offset by a few creeps. The team is pushing now, so they definitely need to be on the defense. There's going to be the call down to force it down. This is where Gyro exceeds. See, he's going to be able to do a lot of damage here and essentially nullify the push coming through. There they go. Ward placed down will spot out the team, so they are not retreating. Instead, they will go ahead and stick around and continue this push. Here they go into the Midnight Fall, so there's good wave clear as well. And in Stack Storm and Kinetic Field, they connect only onto the Razor, though. Beastmaster could be in a bit of trouble. They toss forward the Enigma, trying to get the Black Hole, but he's stunned up almost immediately into the Ice Path as well. No chance to get off that Black Hole. Microfire placed down as well. This team, Smosas, is falling extremely low. He will die as well. So it was amazingly well timed not to stack the stuns. Just got COD 1, more like God 1 in there with the clutch Ice Path. And backdoor now applied onto these onto the tower, so going to be removed almost immediately, but that was the buyback onto the Enigma, actually. Tiny just short, so he's going to be a bit short here. Looks like they're trying to make the call to jump onto Haze. There's going to be the Drums of Endurance, Rocket Barrage coming down, as well as the call down. Let's see if they can have the damage. Shots are trying to kite him forward a bit. May have just succeeded there. Gyrocopter getting all his damage roll, and there's Molly, trying to do as much as he can, but he will die as well. Team is extremely low. That's going to be Enigma having not really died back, but more or less died back there. Now, this is what I mean when I say EU Dota has like wards in the same spot all the time. It's amazing. Not gonna get. It's probably out of range. Not that it matters all that much, but the team now sets their sight on this Future, but they're gonna toss in the Earthshaker and destroy the Beastmaster. No chance to do that. Oh my god, what a perfect toss. Who needs a Blink Dagger when you have a Tiny, am I right? They're actually gonna glimpse back the Razor. He could be in a bit of trouble. They will not quite find the kill on him as easily as they thought, and he also has the Aegis, so he's going to be coming back. Tiny dead for 30 seconds, no more buyback. Your Enigma is now respawning as well. Good Fissure blocks just about 2 heroes from entering the base. Might be enough here. Area Freak charging forward, leading the charge. Kinetic Field not going to trap anyone in there. XCC trying to do his best here with another call down. There's going to be the buyback from the Disruptor. He does have the ultimate. Let's see when and if he decides to use it. Expect to see it around this area right here. We'll see. It's tier 2 under siege. Pretty hard now, even without the Beastmaster. XCC going forward. This is what I mean. Harry Freak just able to tank so much damage with him. It's like there's like almost no need to worry about it. Enigma might die here. They do have the Static Storm, but there's the Macropyre. He's gonna die again. We haven't seen one black hole yet. What a tease. Ooh, tossing back the Razor into the towers will be enough to get the dead, or to find the kill there. But the team is not backing off yet. In fact, they might find a killer on XCC. Indeed, they will position one more last hit in. Elder Dragon Bolt will do. Dragon Tail will connect onto the Tiny, taking a bit of damage, but the glimpse back a few feet will be able to maybe save them. No, it will not. And actually, they're going to call it. XTC will call the GG. I think they realize this push is insane. So that's another sub 20-minute GG. Absolutely bonkers. I am in awe of this team. They've successfully been able to execute this 3 times. This team's pay attention. I think I don't know what you need to do to stop this, but this team so far 3-0 on this strat that I have personally seen. Which is just insane. I think it's just this dual offlane. This dual offlane is so good. The Undying, generally not the strongest offlane anymore. He's a little weak. Perhaps maybe a little bit too weak, but not weak enough for them to still win in this amount of time. I mean, you see him in there. I think his power spike's really early, but when he has his Urn in ultimate form with like 20 stolen strength on him, he's really difficult to kill. You know, put him up with a Dragon Knight and a Beastmaster beating on your towers, the Razor doing damage with the Eye of the Storm, and Jakiro Liquid Fire. It's a lot of damage. Not sure what else they could have done there, to be honest, but put in a good that was the longest the team has lasted against them, however. So looks like maybe they had the strat there.